Ding ding. So 50, 69, just below the neutral positioning at 70. Looks like 60, 70, 80 for tomorrow, with like 70, 75 having the majority of straddle concentration, and then these being the strangles. But all set up for PCE in the morning. Futures probably shouldn't move around a lot overnight. SPX down on the day, 17 BPS. So not a big move down. Futures did fail a third test of the trend here at the end of the day. Maybe settle somewhere around like 50, 66. That's the next downside support. Actually, it's a big sell-off after close. Interesting. Dollar up, yields down. Looks like broad commodities ticked up a little bit more. Although dollar did kind of retreat a bit from its high earlier. I think it hit like just over 104 earlier today. Looks like core 1 and 3 month both ticked up a little bit. A little additional pressure on the forward yield of volatility. I don't think moves updated yet. Skew went up again yesterday. We'll probably see that reverse today. Looks like correlation between VIX cash and VIX contract in front has moved down to negative 41.78. For beyond, fell back below gamma neutral. I would say that now today's T1, right? So tomorrow T2. We'll probably see a continuation down as shorts try to move price back to spot. Something very important tonight is going to be whether or not Beyond is remaining on reg show. And this will be important over the next couple of days as we move into forced covering, which begins on Friday. As you guys can see, plenty of liquidity on Beyond from last night's covering. There was just a shitload of liquidity in aftermarket, and even really kind of more into this morning session. Although on the intraday, that kind of started to level out. It's not at, its peak liquidity, I don't think, historically, but it's got to be pretty close. Maybe it is. Yeah, this might be almost the most liquid it's ever been. Now, if we see additional covering from here, we could see that, expand further, but I don't think we will. I think we're going to see these turn back around, and we're going to get some more shorting before we get on reg show. But with it that blown out, the chances of it running on very little pressure are really, really high. Yeah, I don't know. Fute's just dumped a little bit. We're kind of just back to that neutral point at like 65, right? Yeah, well, 60, 65. So it might just be the MM just hedging off going into market close. That's probably not a big deal. Where is the diamond top? So it needs to fail here to confirm, right? We broke down through the upper part, but we haven't failed the downside of the diamond top yet, which would be kind of right around here. So we still have quite a large move down around that 50-30 mark. I think that's like 50-30 SPX, 50-40 on ES, which we could see tomorrow if we have a pretty bad PCE print. I would say given the position of straddling, we're either gonna gap up over 5100 tomorrow or fall down below 50-50. I think PCE is going to be pretty important because if PCE is hot, that alongside with CPI and PPI and still rather robust labor market probably mean that the Fed dot plot is going to start pulling back rate cuts into the end of the year. So we might see the Fed dot plot move to like 2 cuts or 1 cut from their prior 3. But we'll see. We'll find out tomorrow what PCE is going to look like. It's a little slower than CPI and PPI, and so, it may not have felt significant effects from increased shipping costs, but we felt those increased effects pretty early in CPI and PPI, so we may see them rear up in PCE as well. How about a snow earnings down 20%? I don't know, probably not good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good night, everybody. Later.